Aloha and Grand Rising. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in, fellow shifters and light guardians, for some more inspirational team tarot readings. I'm your host, Mystic Spider-Man, aka Brendan. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you so much for spending your Friday mornings or evenings or afternoon with us, wherever you are, whenever you are. And yeah, we'll be getting things rolling as we just allow people a couple moments to be able to join in on all platforms. If you guys are tuned in on any platform, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and we will get right into our first reading. And let's see. I think we'll start off with the Hero's Journey deck. So again, for those of you who may be new, every reading that we do is for the collective. So if you guys want to share this broadcast with your friends, it is super appreciated. Always lots of wisdom and inspiration to be able to come through here. This is a chance for us to be able to open our hearts, to be able to reflect on the intention, show us what we need to see. And this is also about community. This is about being able to bring people together, people who are passionate about being able to help assist with the shift in consciousness. So even if you guys are watching this in the future, know that there's much more to this community than just the tarot broadcast. So if you guys want to be able to connect further, again, we've got a Discord, we've got a Patreon membership, and yeah, we've got lots of content online for you to be able to check out as well. So we'll see how many people we have tuned in today. Not expecting too much. It's a Friday. Everyone's pretty busy by the end of the week, but nonetheless, we'll be showing up here. I'll get right into the first reading. And hey, time is a non-linear thing, so if people are watching this in the future, that's totally cool. For those of you on TikTok, if you guys can do me a favor, feel free to send some likes if you resonate with this broadcast. That always helps boost it, and then more people can tune in. And yeah, we'll just get right into our first reading. Literally, even if there's like one person tuned in right now, we're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna dive into it. And hey, Sweet Jeanette, thank you so much for joining in. All right, okay, Sweet Jeanette's here. We got everyone. We got the whole team here. So, all right, so let's start off with the Hero's Journey deck. Let's see what message the universe has for us today. And again, for those of you who may be new, every reading that we do is for whoever's tuned in right now. So we set the intention, show us what we need to see. Good morning, Candace. Good morning to Sonia. Good morning to everyone. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, if you guys want to hit the like button, if you guys want to be able to jump over to YouTube, click the link in my profile to be able to do that. And yeah, let's get right into it. Hey, Wolf, thanks for joining in as well. So again, if you're here, this message is for you. So let's start off with the Hero's Journey Oracle deck. From there, we'll keep the readings going. We'll do at least 2 readings off the start. And then if anybody wants to be able to contribute on PayPal or join on Patreon, we'll do consecutive readings after that. Also, if you guys even want to purchase anything from the shop, you can do that. And then when you purchase an item or contribute or join on PayPal or Patreon, you will be able to receive an on-air reading, and we'll facilitate the reading for you, and we'll guide you through that as we go. So again, let's get right into this. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll start off with a little bit of a meditation. We'll just drop into our heart space, focus on the intention, show us what we need to see, and yeah, let's see what message the universe has for us first thing here today. So happy Friday to everybody here. So let's get right into it. We'll do it pretty swift. We'll just kind of keep like a nice, like gentle, casual flow to this. So if anybody wants to contribute on PayPal or Patreon as we're doing this first reading, feel free to do so. But nonetheless, if you're here, just enjoy, stick around, and yeah, let's get into it. So, inviting you guys to join us in a short little meditation. For those of you tuned in, when you're ready, feel free to close your eyes. And just allow yourself to connect with your breath. Just give yourself the gift of this moment. Maybe it's the first mindful breath of the day. Just allow the rhythm of your breath to naturally unfold. And as you breathe here, just bring your awareness to your heart space, focusing in on gratitude. Gratitude for this moment, for yourself, for this space, for this community, for the messages we are here to receive. With gratitude in our heart for everybody here, focusing our attention on the intention, show us what we need to see. We being the individual, the collective, and the team. Show us what we need to see. Speak that intention with your heart, with your mind, with your words, with your soul. Imagine like a beam of light shooting up, and we'll bring down the wisdom of the ancients into this moment through the magic of the cards. For everybody here, continue to focus on this intention. When you're ready, gently open your eyes, return your awareness to the space around you, and feel free to type your wizard noises into the chat. You guys know how this works. You guys know how to type out wizard noises. And I'll do a little bit of flow tree. We'll split the deck, and we'll get right into it. So Each and every single day is a celebration of this life. Each and every single way is a way to be able to find the path that is right for us, because your journey is yours alone and no one can walk it for you. And yet, as you continue to reveal what is hidden on the path, you will see what is true to you. And so, as we open our heart and we open our mind, may we continue to allow ourselves to truly find the magic that is here and now, as we split the deck to see what message the card has for us to reveal the truth and the how. All right. Oh, wow. Oh, this is a very, very beautiful card to be able to receive. Oh, I like this one. Kind of wish we had more people tuned in for this one. Again, if you guys want to share this broadcast with your friends, please, by all means. And yeah, I'd love to be able to have more people tune in. Hey, Chimo, thanks for joining in. The first card that we have for those of you on air with us today in this moment, this message is for you. Card number 17. 10,000 angels. Lean on your circle of supernatural support. Card number 17. 10,000 angels. Lean on your circle of supernatural support. So beautiful, beautiful card. Let's just open up the book here. Again, thank you guys so much for joining in. Maybe you guys are just like hanging out. Honestly, if you guys are like tuned into these, feel free to tune into these like while doing other stuff. Maybe you're puttering around the house, maybe you're doing some yoga, maybe you're doing some art, whatever the case may be. Allow me to even just like be on in the background. That's totally fine. So just visually explain this. We'll get right into this first reading. Again, for those of you who are tuned in, you guys help fuel this broadcast. So if anybody wants to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, you can get an on-air reading for yourself and for the collective, and super appreciate the support in all forms. So beautiful, beautiful image here. What do you guys see when you see this image? What do you see? What does it make you feel? If you just kind of take a moment here to look at it. So with this image, again, just taking the moment to be able to just explain it literally. How do I even explain this? It's hard to even explain. Looks like a very like otherworldly realm. And again, I'm showing the image to the YouTube camera as well. So for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, if you guys want to jump over to YouTube, go ahead, but I'll show the camera to both. I'll show the card to both. So beautiful, like orange, kind of like goldish colors. It kind of reminds, you know what this reminds me of? Like this reminds me of like almost like this kind of reminds me of like Shambhala. Like it kind of reminds me of like Agartha. It almost looks like kind of like an ancient realm of old times, like Middle Earth or something like that. It's just like the epic scale, right? You can see like these like beautiful, magnificent mountains and this beautiful sky behind it. So again, just explain the literal. We'll get right into the message. Appreciate everybody joining in right now. It's a small audience today, but nonetheless, the messages are as potent as ever. So if you're here, then welcome and congratulations. There's a reason for you to be here. So allow yourself to open your heart. I'll read the message and then we'll go a little bit further. I'll channel some additional inspiration. If anything I say resonates with your spirit, feel free to drop an 1111 in the chat. And yeah, let's dive a little bit deeper. Again, if you guys enjoy this and you guys want to contribute on PayPal or Patreon to join in any format, super appreciated. And yeah, let's keep things rolling. Hey, Ella, thank you so much for joining in. Yeah, it totally looks like Agartha, right? Okay, here we go. Card number 17, 10,000 angels. Lean on your circle of supernatural support. This is a quote by Mary Barker Eddy. When angels assist you, we do not hear the rustle of wings, nor feel the feathery touch of the breast of a dove, but we know their presence by the love they create in our hearts. Beautiful. Here's the message. Again, if anything I say resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat. Just open yourself up to this. Just like meditate while listening to this. So Ella, you joined in just in time. Very, very powerful message. We just started, so. Message. You have a circle of supernatural support. Spirit guides and angelic beings surround you always. You have at least 10,000 angels on hand at all times, above, beneath, and on either side of you. When you become aware of them, their support and the strength can be experienced more palpably within you, and you become truly empowered. Take a moment to scan over your life and realize you have never been alone. Allow yourself to feel uplifted as you ride on the wings of their vision for you. Discover the loving guidance that is always present. Honor your guides and angels by receiving and acting on their gift of wisdom. Dream symbol, departed loved ones. So every card here comes with a dream symbol. This one's very special. So the dream symbol is departed loved ones. And you guys can chat about this if you're just like, whoa, like maybe I had a dream recently about a departed loved one. Feel free to let us know. This is a safe space. You guys can just talk, chat and talk. When you dream of a departed loved one, you are connecting with their immortal spirit, the qualities they represent to you, and perhaps receiving a message of love and wisdom to assist you on your quest. You are directly experiencing the awareness that life is eternal, and loving bonds are not severed by when someone shuffles off this mortal coil. The love and healing power from this type of dream cannot be overestimated. Take heed of any messages you receive. Consider your relationship with the qualities your dream visitor represents to you. Mantra: I am cradled in a supernatural web of light and miracles that propel me along my way. Beautiful, beautiful card. All right, so let's dive a little bit deeper. Again, for those of you who may be new, if it's your first time or maybe you haven't been here in a while, drop a 333 in the chat. Let me know. I love being able to just become more familiar with who's here right now. So what we'll do, I'll just kind of practice channeling some additional information. So this is kind of like what makes my style unique. Everyone's got their own style to how they do tarot. So for me, this is where I just kind of tap into my heart space and I'm like, okay, let's talk a little bit more. Let's go a little bit deeper in this. Hey, Rob, good morning. Welcome again. So beautiful card. So this is a card that, you know, to simply be reminded of this is something that can radically change someone's life. I think oftentimes, again, you know, we kind of like we go through life with this narrative that has been projected on us that basically says you are separate from your environment, that you are just your physical being, that you are just, you know, like atoms and molecules and carbon and hydrogen and just a bunch of stuff put together, and somehow you have the miracle of consciousness. It just happens. No big deal. It happens to everything. And, you know, you're just a part of something that's like, you know, pretty crazy. That's about it, you know. But for a card like this, it reminds you that you are actually a part of a bigger story. That your story is a story that actually expands beyond this physical incarnation. Hey, Megan, thank you for joining in. That your story is a story that involves the consciousness of beings beyond yourself that don't necessarily exist within this physical realm. As much as each of us have a role here within this dimension, we have a karma, we have a dharma, we have a reason we came here, we have a purpose to serve, we have a story to unfold. It's interesting to imagine that there are literally like other forms of consciousness where their role is to assist you from the quote unquote other side. Like that's what they do. You know, it's like a program. They have a purpose. And I would assume, and again, it's interesting because a lot of this, it's not, we can fathom it, we can talk about it, but a lot of it is something that is felt. What feels true to you? Do you feel the presence of your angels, of your guides, and are you aware of how they communicate to you? And there's a lot of different ways that, you know, we receive communication from the bigger us, the us beyond the physical. And again, you know, it's synchronicities, it's symbols, it's dream, it's intuition, it's the voice in our head, it's the voice in our heart. It's things that other people say where they're just like, you know, like, have you ever had that? Where like somebody just kind of like said something to you and you're just like, whoa, like, why did you say that? And they're like, said what? And I'd be like, you just said something that my grandmother used to say to me. Why did you say that? And they're just like, I don't know, I just said it. So it's like spirit will kind of like speak through whatever mediums are within range in order to be able to get a message to you. Like that's the thing, like for spirit to be able to speak to you from the other side, like there is no limit to how it will do it. It's very magical when you think about this. So again, you know, with this card, it really opens you up to this very real magic of how this world operates. And it reminds you how much that you are a part of it. And so I think, again, you know, a lot of us, our struggle and our strife in this reality comes from the story that we tell. And if we are telling ourselves this story that we are alone and that we are destined to be doomed and alone and forever alone and just alone and stuff like that, like that's kind of sad. But it's interesting because even the word alone actually has like a synchronicity hidden within it, right? Like, why do we use the word alone? It's an interesting word. Do me a favor, type it out right now. When you type out the word alone, take another look at it. There's actually something hidden within it. Within alone, when you type it out, it's literally ALONE, all one. So we have this illusion that we've created for ourselves that when we think we're alone, we think we're separate. But in reality, the universe is like, no, 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 no. Like, even when you're alone, don't forget, you're still all one. Kind of weird, right? The way how the universe kind of encodes itself into this language. So again, even when you are alone, you are still all one. You are still connected to the bigger you. You are still connected to the source consciousness. There is never a time where you are separate from your angels and guides. Speaking of angels and guides, hey, Cami, thanks for joining us. This is like right up your cosmic alley. So if this is up your guys' cosmic alley, drop some 1111s in the chat. How do you guys connect with your spirits and guides and angels? And again, it's not something that literally happens. Like, you don't have to always be like trying to do it, but it's just something that you can just hold in the back of your heart. There may be periods where you're just kind of like really focused on just kind of like doing the things that need doing, focusing on the physical tasks, etc., etc., etc. And even though you might not be constantly be like, hey, spirit guides, show me a sign. Hey, spirit guides, do this. Hey, spirit guides, what's up? You know, to simply know that that presence is omnipotent, omnipresent. That presence is always with you. And again, and this presence is something that it actually, in a way, like helps. It doesn't, see, it's interesting. This is where it's interesting. And again, I'm just brainstorming this with you guys. The angels, it's not like they sway your free, it's not like they choose your free will for you. They don't make you do things. What they do is they change the environment around you. They have the ability to kind of like change the elements to like, imagine, basically this is a simple metaphor. Imagine you're a boat on a river going down a stream, going down a creek, so to speak. The angels are kind of like the ones at the side of the creek who have like the ability to telekinetically move the waters with their mind. They don't move the boat for you, but they can move the waters. And when they move the waters, it might just kind of gently steer you towards another way. Now, you can either go with the currents or you can use your free will. You can go against it. That's totally up to you. So the angels are here not to live your life for you, but to be able to help support you in opening your heart, to be able to align yourself with the flow that is going to lead you to your highest growth. And so again, with this card, if this resonates with you, drop those 1111s. But again, with this card, it's a very powerful card to remind ourselves that in any moment when we feel we need it, that support is always there. That support is something that we can connect into in a very personal way. It's not something that you literally need to like go to a psychic for, go to a medium for. You can. There's a lot of great people. There's people in our community. There's Cami in our community who works with a lot of the angel readings as well. There's a lot, even you being right here is actually a way for you to, you know, like the work that I do. Am I the wisdom of your guide speaking through you? That's something for you to be able to decide. I'm just speaking, but if there's something synchronistically that I say that's just like, oh, shift, I needed to hear that today. It's not even so much that I'm your guide speaking through you, but it's also the fact that the guides change the course of the river to be able to bring you into this space so that you could receive this message as well. Michael, just seeing your comments there, I'll just repost the instructions. So again, the basic instructions just for anybody here. Yes, you can contribute on PayPal for a reading. You can contribute, I'll just mention this real quick. Michael was just asking in the chat, but I'm going to chat on this a bit further. I like this card. The way how this works, you guys can contribute on PayPal $5 for a reading on air. What you can also do, if you're feeling you're comfortable with this, you can contribute a little bit extra, and then you can kind of do a pay it forward method, and then we just kind of keep things going. I keep the readings pretty affordable here, and yeah, if you guys want to do it that way, feel free to do it. So the other thing, Michael, also check out the Patreon. I feel like you've probably already checked it out before previously. I've done some upgrades on the Patreon. Patreon's our monthly membership. I appreciate you guys joining on PayPal. I would prefer you to join on Patreon, but whatever works for you is totally cool. So I'll talk more about the Patreon a little bit later, but let's just dive into this one. And Michael, thank you in advance. We'll do a few more readings after this, so we'll keep the broadcast going as long as we can. So with this card, this is a very powerful card that, again, for those of you tuned in right now, this is a card to be able to remind you that in any single moment, as you are, you know, again, I think of it as like, for me, I always go back to like these hockey metaphors. I imagine us as like the hockey players on the rink, like in the game, and we're like playing on the ice. And yet there's the family members that we have in the stands, and they're like cheering us on. They're like, yeah, you could do this. And they're holding signs with our name on it. They're like, go, like keep pushing, like go, there's still time on the clock. You can win this. Like that type of support, you know, to have somebody else reflects back the energy that we can create for ourselves, but it gives us the ability to be able to really tap into specific frequencies. And those frequencies can be frequencies of feeling comfort, feeling relaxed, feeling motivated, feeling supported, feeling loved. So, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, man, like imagine if you were in the forest by yourself, be it by free will or for whatever circumstance, no one else to talk to. Even in that circumstance, it's not like the universe would just be like, well, you're screwed, you're on your own, good luck with that, good luck with that. The universe doesn't really say that. The universe is always just like, I got your back no matter what. And so even if you're in the woods by yourself, know that even in that circumstance, the option to be able to tune into your heart space, the option to be able to tune into the inner realm, to tune into the inner frequency is there. And so within our heart is the receiver for the spirit to be able to communicate through us. It's not like it's something so incredibly far away and separate and supernatural. Like our ability to be able to connect in with spirit is literally as simple as being able to connect into our heart. And so that's where things like meditation are incredibly important. This is where, in a lot of meditations I've done, I'll lead you guys to a space where basically what we'll do is we'll create like a container for spirit to speak to us within. So I'll say like, imagine you're walking into a house, you create a story. This is how it works. It's kind of the narrative. It's what creates the context. You're walking into a house, and inside this house, there's an attic, and inside this attic, there's a treasure chest. And inside this treasure chest, there's a journal. And inside this journal, there's a note for you from your spirit guides. What does it say? And if you're guiding yourself through that meditation and you just imagine, you open that book, you're not thinking, like you're not using your left brain, you're using your right brain. If I'm getting that right, I always get mixed up. Like more of like just like the creative free flow side of your brain, the intuitive side of your brain. And you're just like, what would this message say if it was from my spirit guides? And then you allow yourself to not overthink that, but to literally just feel it. That is an example of how you can kind of connect into the wisdom and the message of your spirit guides. And so, that's one way. But again, there's a million different other ways. And the fact is that, this world is supernatural by default, regardless of whether or not you acknowledge it or give it permission to be so. It's going to be supernatural by default. It's natural that it's quite super, right? We have this idea that supernatural is like something that's like a glitch. It's like, no, man. When people like have dreams of loved ones or get premonitions and get psychic connections and, like have these symbols and synchronicities, for some people, it may be quite supernatural, meaning it's not usual, it's not common. For other people, it literally can become something that is actually quite familiar. And they're just like, yo, spirit guide, send me a sign later today if I need to make any adjustments, or just remind me that I'm on the right track. And then lo and behold, like a freaking owl flies over your head. And you're just like, whoa, like, what was that? Like, sometimes it's like super blunt, right? But again, the different ways that our supernatural team can kind of talk to us. I imagine they're kind of like a council where they're like, oh yes, he asked for us to send him a sign. What shall we do? So we send him a message through the radio? No, send the owl, send the owl. Let's do it. Let's send the owl. And then it's just... right? Like as if it's like some sort of collective council that decides what sort of ridiculous synchronicity to send to you. It's just like, well, we tried the license plate earlier today and they missed that one completely. Send the owl. Like there's no way they'll miss that one, right? And then even still, it's like send the dream, speak to them through their dream if they're open. Reminder, for everybody here, and again, 1111, if that resonates with you, right? Have you guys had those where it's just like sometimes the symbols that you get from your spirit team are like not subtle at all? Like they're just like, there's like, oh, like this is interesting. Like that was like one that I had last week or a couple weeks ago, and I was like walking with Lacey and my shoelace was untied, and I was like, oh, I'll do it up eventually. Like for some reason I was just like walking another block and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it up eventually. And then eventually I stop and I do my shoelace up, but I literally bend down to do my shoelace. And as I bend down to do my shoelace, there's a playing card on the ground. And the playing card was the king. It was like the king of spades or the king of clubs. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like literally just bending down, and there's like this message from the universe showing me a reflection of myself as the playing card of the king. And I'm just like, whoa, like what the hell? Like I didn't see that card when I bent down, and yet here it is. Boom, synchronicity, coinciding incidents. Boom, right into my present awareness in that moment. Again, for me, how I interpret that is again, you know, that's something where it's like reminding me of the divinity and the cosmic royalty that is within all of us. It's something that, again, was a message not just for myself. And it also became a message that here I am sharing it now, where it's like, man, that was a weird synchronicity. And again, just one of infinite synchronicities. So when you open your heart to the possibility that the supernatural team that is on your side is constantly looking to be able to communicate to you, then you can allow yourself to develop that means of communication, especially if you start opening yourself up to dreams. I'll get close to wrapping this card up in a minute. Michael, I saw your contribution come through on PayPal. Thank you so much. We'll do another reading and you can help facilitate that as well. Sunlight said, mine threw me a radio in my dream. Oh, like threw you a radio? Like threw a radio at you? Interesting. Pay attention. Like some of them are super literal. So, but just wrapping up this card, super powerful card, reminding you that you are not alone. Your supernatural spiritual team is there to be able to help support you. They're there to cheer you on. And the one thing I will just say is that this is kind of how it works. Whatever that team is for you, however you interpret it, angels, guides, guardians, descendants, ancestors, loved ones who are no longer here, spirit pets, you know, that for me, that's a big one, spirit pet. You can tap into those kind of like guardians and those people that you connect to as like an archetype, and you will tap into different ones at different times. And you know, that team can be quite big, but then there may be specific ones that you kind of focus in on where, you know, it's just kind of like, what do I need right now? Who do I need to tap into? So it's almost like your spiritual team is almost like your own personal tarot deck, where each one kind of represents an archetype. So, you know, there might be one where it's like, oh man, okay, I need to organize some things for the community. And then I'd be like, let's tap into the spirit of my grandfather, a great organizer, you know? Okay, grandfather, tapping into you. And the thing that we do, and I'll just say this, I'll get close to wrapping it up. The thing that's important is that the spiritual team, they'll be there cheering us on. That will always be the case. But in order to be able to initiate some of the more personal interactions, that's something where we literally have to kind of like give them that permission. It literally is kind of one of those things. Hey, Lauren, thanks for joining in. This is a good one. We're all talking about connecting with our spiritual team. Where, you know, literally, like, it's like your spiritual team, it's like they've got a hotline and they're just like, you know, they'll subtly send you messages, but they don't necessarily fully involve themselves. They don't fully dive in without your consent. There's still like an energetic form of consent with you and your spirit team. And so what you can actually do is actually initiate. You can literally initiate the process where it's just like, yo, spirit team, I am inviting in your support. I am asking for support. And there may be times where it's like, I need support. I you know, things are pretty hard right now. Things are feeling extra heavy. I could use that support. And there's no weakness in that. Like being able to at times be able to say like, yo, spirit team, I need some support. That's not a weakness. It's almost like being able to, again, kind of like know that tapping into your spiritual team is a part of your arsenal. It's like a video game. It's like an ability. Hey, Emily, thanks for joining in. Where when you know that capacity to be able to tap into them is there at any time, what that can lead to is perhaps moments in your reality where in the past, it might have been a case of stubbornness. It might have been just like the spirit team's just like, man, like they're literally going to try and do this all on their own. And kudos to them. That's freaking courageous. But if they were to call us on the phone, we could totally help them out in this moment, whatever that case may be. So if you're connecting with your spiritual team in your own choice, through your own choice, you can literally just be like, ring, ring, ring. Hey, Archangel Michael. Yeah, can I like tap into the archetype of your strength today? I got a really big presentation going on. And they're like, yeah, totally. Here, just take a few breaths and imagine like a purple light coming down towards your crown chakra. Okay, cool. And you use symbols and story and that imagery to be able to kind of like anchor into that frequency. You're a multidimensional being that has this ability to kind of like tune in through different frequencies. what frequencies do you consciously tune into? So as much as you maintain your core frequency of who you are, you also have this ability to be able to say like, okay, you know what, I'm going to tap into just, you know, the memory of the gentleness of my dog who passed on, and I'm just going to kind of take a moment to be able to think about that. And then for me, that fills my cup with that energy, and I carry forth with this awareness through my breath of the gentleness that my dog taught me in life, sort of thing. That's just an example. What spirit team do you connect to? Which ones do you tap into at different times? Each one's kind of got a different characteristic, a different archetype, a different purpose as well. So this, as I'm literally just doing an entire podcast just about this topic, this is a good topic actually for one of our paradigm shift circles. We'll have to do that. Like, how do you connect with your spirit team, sort of thing, right? Yeah. So again, you know, you have the free will to literally go through. Like, I remember, like, even when I was younger, like, I was kind of aware of this, but I was like, yo, spirit team, like, I know you're there. Feel free to support me in subtle ways, but I actually kind of chose to be like, I'm going to kind of like do this without asking for too much extra help, but I'll let you know when I need it. And they're just like, okay, cool, dude, you got this, man. Like, go for it. Like, there was no doubt there, but they're just like, when you need us, let us know. And so, you know, like the spirit team, it's like that good friend where you ever had that type of connection where maybe there's like an old friend that you haven't talked to in a while, and something happens and it might be even quite stressful. And if you were to call them and be like, hey, I know it's fucking 3 a.m. in the morning, but can I talk to you right now? And they're like, yeah, sure. What's up? I'm here for you. Like, it's kind of like that relationship. You can literally call on your spirit team. It's not like you call your spirit team at like the middle of the morning and they're like, dude, can I call you back, man? Like, I had a pretty big party last night up in heaven or something. What? Okay. Like, no, like it's non-linear for them. Like they can tap into that. They can be there of service for you at any moment. So mantra here, I'll just get close to wrapping this up and then Mike will get into your next reading. I'm cradled in a supernatural web of light and miracles that propel me along my way. So just very simple but very powerful card reminding us, for those who need to hear it, of how much support we actually have, and know that we can tap into that support through our will, through our intention, through our meditation, through our heart space. The spirit speaks to us through the heart space, as well as a lot of other synchronicities and symbols around us. This reality is like a waking dream. Spirit teaches and speaks to us through symbols. So when you start to understand that, you begin to interpret this reality as well through, again, a medium for messages. And you can start to see the symbols and the synchronicities all around you. And they don't even have to be super complicated. You know, it's also just the ability to be able to tap into the eternal now. And in that moment, you are literally like tapping into the team. And don't think of the team as literally being like this, like, entirely separate thing from you. If anything, you are the team. You're like the full embodiment of the team in one person, so to speak. You are your own person, but it's like the team was like, yo team, we got the super dope awesome team, and Brendan, you're gonna spiral in as a fractal onto Earth. We got your back. And they're just like, I volunteer, let's go. And so it's interesting because, again, you know, the spiritual team, again, it's hard for us to fully conceptualize, but this is us trying to use our rational mind, where I imagine, like, you know, a lot of like the beings and stuff, like, it's not like they're just assigned to one person. Like, they're like ubiquitously kind of like available to many beings as well. So the idea of having like 10,000 spiritual people supporting you is totally understandable. One thing I'll just say, this is real quick, and then we'll get close to wrapping this up. This is actually really cool. There's actually, in like a mystical study, there's basically this knowing that, you know, the way how we see the world right now, it's a filtered version. There's actually like an ocean of energy that we're in. There's this idea that this relates to the spiritual team, where if you could see without the veil to a degree, you could actually see basically like little orbs of energy like swirling around people at different times. Like kind of like that's like their team. It's like these little like balls of energy and they're swirling around people. What's interesting is that the people that are kind of more tuned into that spiritual awareness, more kind of like tuned into that collective consciousness, more tuned into their heart space, they actually have more of those little orbs floating around them. Like, it's kind of like a brighter light kind of like attracts in like more of these like little like spirit things and stuff like that. Whether or not that directly relates to this, but I know that's a thing. It's incredibly interesting. So whether or not you're interpreting those little balls as literally the spiritual team or just like another form of kind of like, guardian kind of there for you. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. And I know for some people, they're like, oh, I know that. I felt it. I've experienced it. I've seen it in some cases, but it's just something to keep in mind. I thought that was fascinating. Let's get close to wrapping this up. 10,000 angels, lean on your circle of spiritual support. There's no weakness in being able to use your support. They are there to do just that, to support you. You are a hero, but you don't have to carry it alone. Sam's here to help you. So, and yeah, very, very powerful message. If this resonates with you, drop those 1111s in the chat. And let's keep things rolling. We got another reading to be able to do. Michael contributed on PayPal. Thank you, Michael. And again, we'll keep an eye open. I'd love to be able to get a new Patreon sign up today. So if there's anybody who's feeling like they're ready to sign up for Patreon, go ahead and do that. But again, just before we wrap up here, feel free to let me know, how did this resonate with you guys? I'm going to read some of the comments on air here just a second. And feel free to write out a little affirmation. And write out the affirmation as a way to basically tell your body that you are listening. Like your mind and your consciousness, it embodies the messages that just came through by you simply just writing out an affirmation. So for myself, I'll just do it and invite you guys to practice sharing. It's a practice. I like to give you guys a little bit of interactive homework when you do these broadcasts with me. So I am continuing to deepen my awareness and my opening of my heart to knowing that my spiritual team is here to support me. They assist me as I walk this path and propel me into great heights and opportunity as I grow and learn and continue to serve others along the way. So beautiful. I will just say, because we were talking earlier about dreams, a reminder for our Patreon members, tomorrow, it's not too late to join. Tomorrow, Lacey, my partner Lacey, and I, the mother of my child to be, we're hosting our dream class, and it's a dream discussion circle. That's Saturday at 11 a.m. EDT. We do it at that time slot, so even people who are in other time zones in the UK and Europe, it's easier for you guys to join in. Patreon members, you guys get to be able to join in for that. So Saturday, 11 a.m. EDT. The link's already sent out through Patreon. I'll send it out again tomorrow. If you guys want to be able to join in for that discussion circle, we do it twice a month. Think of it as a way to be able to invest in your own dream practice. So if you're looking to be able to connect further with your dreams and be in a space where you're talking with other people about dreams, again, check out the Patreon. I'll just mention real quick, the Patreon, it's a monthly contribution. It's a monthly membership. So it's $11 a month. And that gives you access to exclusive membership events, exclusive private events for our community of conscious creators. And it also gives you access to our community Discord as a leading member, where you can actually promote your own content. You can, like, if you have events, if you have content, if you have services, we help promote your content there. And again, quick reminder, if you guys haven't already yet, the $33 level on Patreon is the best deal. I'll just mention this real quick and then we'll get right into our next reading. And I do want to read, Ella, you left some comments there I want to read. At the $33 level on Patreon, that's the best value for the Patreon. So if you guys are comfortable to be able to sign up at that value, that not only gives you the option to receive an additional Light Guardian crystal, and you just pay shipping for that, but it also gives you access to me for one-on-one monthly sessions as well. And those in themselves are like, if I were to purchase those separately, it would almost be like the cost of like what the Patreon sign up is in its own. So that value, that's $33. That's a lot of value there. And again, think of it as a way not to just support me. It's supporting Lacey. It's supporting our baby that's on the way. And it's supporting yourself. And it's supporting what we're creating here as a community. Oh, and when you sign up, I'll give you guys some shift buttons as well. And you can also order these from the shop. If anybody wants to order anything from the shop while we're on air here, we can put that towards more readings on air. So I will post a link for the shop. So if anybody's thinking of ordering any buttons, please feel free to do that. And if anybody's thinking of signing up for the Patreon, we'll keep an eye open on that. Real quick, thank you to our recent Patreon supporters. Thank you to Jordan. Thank you to Darius. Thank you to Craig. Thank you to Ella, who's tuned in right now. And thank you to Cassius. So again, the Patreon link, it's in the info for this video. It's also in my profile link on Discord and Patreon. So if you're thinking of joining a community of conscious creators, we've got a super awesome one for you to connect to. Ella says, I envision myself encased in an egg of green, gold, and pink light. Then I use a Hertz frequency. I find it very powerful to connect. I use color and sound. That's very powerful, Ella. Thank you for sharing. Sunlight. I had a really hard year and everything was like going bad. and I was like, what the heck is going on? The universe was trying to get me to come home because I needed from my grandma. Once I came home, everything shifted and things turned for the better. It was like you guys did that just to get me to come home. Wow, Sunlight, that's very powerful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Megan, for the congratulations for the baby that's on the way. Yeah, our little cosmic fool baby. We're hoping it's going to be born on April Fool's. At least that's what I'm voting for. It's the due date's like March 31st, so we'll see. All right, team. For those of you who are tuned in right now, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. For those of you on Twitch, if you guys haven't already, feel free to follow. Welcome to, Johnny Bloom subscribed on Twitch. For those of you on Twitch, I'm not sure how many people we got tuned in right now. It says we've got like, I don't know. I can't tell if these people are actually tuned in right now. But shout out to Casino, shout out to Dev, shout out to Leaf Tuff, Maddie, Mau, Sean Uel, Skip Talk, Stygian, and to Jeanette, one of our regulars. Thank you guys so much for joining in. All right, let's get right into this next reading. Michael, if you're ready, what we'll do is we'll get you to be able to choose which deck you would like. And from here, we'll do at least a couple more readings. And if you guys would like to be able to... If you guys would like to be able to contribute on air for some readings for yourself and for the collective, feel free to do that. If you guys are already on Patreon, you guys want to upgrade your Patreon, you can do that as well. And yeah, thank you guys again so much. All right, Michael, if you're here, let us know, and let's choose which deck you would like to be able to use. So allow me to pull things up. And that was a good reading. Did you guys enjoy that first reading? It's a Friday morning. Things are pretty chill here. So yeah, just sending lots of good vibes to everybody who's tuned in right now. Thank you again to the comments in the YouTube chat. Allison, Jessica, Michael, Wolf, Megan. So Michael, if you're tuned in right now, just showing you the decks. We have the Lightworker Oracle deck, Sacred Spirit deck, Ananda Tarot deck, and the Hero's Journey deck. So if you want to choose which of those decks you would like, feel free to let me know. So, and yeah, appreciate everybody being here. Reminder, we do have a community Discord server. I'm doing some upgrades on that. If you guys haven't connected to our Discord server, feel free to do that. Links in my profile, and I'll post a comment in that chat as well. So, Sunlight, are you interested in contributing on PayPal, or if you would like to join the Patreon? Either or. Thank you again. And yeah, we'll keep things rolling here, so no rush on that. And Michael, I know there's a delay in the chat, so I'll repeat them real quick. Again, we have Hero's Journey, Lightworker Oracle, Sacred Spirit, and Ananda Tarot, which is like traditional tarot. So whichever of those ones you feel called to be able to work with today. Hero's Journey, please, Brendan. Oh, thank you. Thank you for like saying please. That's like, oh, for some reason that like meant something to me. Appreciate it. All right, let's get into the Hero's Journey deck. So, which is, we did just work with the Hero's Journey deck, but all the decks are great. When we reach 150 on Patreon, my plan is to actually purchase another deck. So stay tuned for that. We'll unlock some new wisdom there with that deck as well. So beautiful. All right, team, let's get ready to move into this. Cool. Okay. All right, so Michael, again, what we'll do here, we'll just do a quick little meditation. We'll drop everyone into their heart space. Everybody here, feel free to contribute. Jason, yo, what's up, dude? Good morning. Had some good cards this morning so far, all about connecting with our spirit team. So, Michael, what we'll do, drop into our heart space, focus on gratitude, set the intention, show us what we need to see, and then I'll lead you through the meditation, Michael, and then I'll instruct you to just take a few moments to yourself, listen to your intuition, connect with your breath, and then when you're ready, you'll type now in the chat, and at that point, that's when we split the deck. So it's like your cue of typing now plus my like pulling of the card is like what synchronistically draws it, plus the intention. So Michael, if you're ready, just go ahead and type ready into the chat. And yeah, thank you guys again so much. We had late night tarot. Who here was tuned in for late night tarot last night? That was fun. I got goofy, man. We were doing like sing-alongs and stuff. We were singing along to the Postal Service throwbacks, man. 2000, it's 2011 all over again. So, all right, let's get right into this next reading. Appreciate everybody being here. Purple Milk. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy to be able to have you here. Yeah, for those of you who synchronistically connected with our community, you may find that you may end up sticking around. I think we got a pretty cool community here. Again, we've been doing this for like well over a decade, and it's a community of conscious creators. Purple Milk, if you click the link in my profile, through there you can find our Discord, my Patreon membership, the YouTube link for where we're on YouTube right now. And yeah, feel free to hang out and enjoy. And thank you so much for synchronistically finding your way here. All right, Michael's ready. Let's do this. For everybody here, this message is for you. So feel free to join us in this meditation, and we'll drop into our heart space, focus on the intention, show us what we need to see. So with that said, thank you again, Michael, who contributed on PayPal. And here we go. For everybody here, when you're ready, go ahead and gently close your eyes. Just allow yourself to connect with your breath. And just allowing this breath to guide you here into this present moment. Just giving yourself this gift. For some of you, this may be your first mindful breath of the day. As you breathe here, just allow yourself to be able to focus on gratitude. Gratitude for this moment. Gratitude for this space. Gratitude for this community. Gratitude for the messages we are here to receive. With gratitude in our heart, we'll focus on the intention, show us what we need to see. And so Michael, and for everybody here, focusing on that intention, show us what we need to see. We being the collective, the individual, the community, the team. Speak in that intention with your heart. Speak with your mind, speak with your words, speak with your soul. Imagining a beam of light shooting up, pew, 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 and anchoring down the wisdom from the heavens to be able to speak to our soul. Michael, continuing to breathe here, listening to your intuition, take your time, connecting with your breath. When you are ready, you can gently open your eyes and type now into the chat. And at that point, we'll split the deck. For everybody else, gently open your eyes and type your wizard noises into the chat. And I'll charge up the deck and we'll see what magic the cards have for us today. So, it's true that there is magic in each and every single breath because you are the cosmic waves continuing to roll towards their best. For when you are on your way from one island to another, you are along the path to be able to align with the cosmic mother. Like Moana on the journey, you are a voyager of this great dawn. And so let you be here to sing with your heart song. For the heart of the ocean is within you, and this will always be true. And I am so grateful that we are here together to be able to help create what is anew. Holding space here within the magic of this breath, we shall split the deck to be able to see what message the cards have for us. Stillness. You guys feel that? Feel that stillness? Stillness is delicious. I could just do this all day. Just holding space. Michael's taken the time to be able to connect into their hearts. No rush. And now... There we go. You guys felt the shockwave on that one. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I love this card. We've seen this card before. This is a beautiful card. I'm happy to be able to share it again. So again, you know, some of you guys tune in the regular. Some of you might be here for the first time. So if we get a card more than once, it's not a problem at all. The card that we have pulled for Michael and for everyone who's tuned in right now is card number 23. Trip the Light Fantastic. Dance with the Universe. Card number 23. Trip the Light Fantastic. Dance with the Universe. So what we'll do here, just opening up the deck, and we'll visually explain the card, and then from there we'll talk about it, read the message, and then we'll dive deeper. When you guys see this card, what do you see? How does it make you feel? Just take a moment here to just be able to like look at this card. What do you see? How does it make you feel? So beautiful image here. Again, just explaining it literally, this image of this feminine, almost like goddess-like form, just kind of like in this moment, which we can assume is just kind of like dancing ecstatic dance and kind of like bathing in this beam of light with these beautiful passionate reds, the red of fire, the red of passion. So you can kind of see there's like these like bubbles down below them as well, and almost like they're kind of like there's almost like kind of like it almost looks like a stage curtain. Kind of looks like that, as if they're like stepping out from a stage curtain, if you can see that. So all right, let's dive into this. We'll keep things going. Again, if you guys are here, this message is for you. We'll keep the broadcast going. I'd love to be able to get a new Patreon sign up. So if you guys are tuned in, if anybody wants to be able to sign up on Patreon, you guys are more than welcome to do that. And we'll keep the readings going. We'll do at least one more reading after this, since Michael did contribute a little bit extra. And thank you again, everyone, for being here, for adding your support. And again, this is more than just tarot. This is about building a community to be able to inspire your spirit and to nurture your soul. So if you're here, this message is for you. If anything we say resonates, drop an 1111 in the chat and feel free to chat with us. So Megan says, universal light streaming into us. Very well said. Beautiful, beautiful. Here we go. Card number 23. Trip the light. Fantastic. Dance with the universe. This is a quote by Galil Gibran. And forget not that the earth delights to feel your bare feet, and the winds long to play with your hair. Message. There's a place within that inherently trusts the subtle and not so subtle. Nudges the universe sends you. Allow that place to expand as you feel your body trusting and surrendering to the rhythm of the universe. It knows when to hold firm, when to pause, and when to flow. Allow yourself to feel the universe guiding you in the sensuality of every move. When you dance with the universe, there's no need to figure out what move will come next. Allow yourself to be pliant yet taut, nimble yet audacious, so you may delight in your rapturous self-expression. Dream symbol. Dance. Dreams of dance represent sensual, passionate, primal self-expression as you sync up with the rhythm of your soul. This dream may be revealing your synchronicity with your inner masculine and feminine, and thus supporting you to have an even more harmonious, psychic, unified connection with the universe. This dream may be helping you to find your way to the dance floor of your life, so you can let your wild, passionate self be the belle or beau of the ball. Mantra. I celebrate each twirl, dip, and flip as I dance with the universe in ecstatic jubilation. Beautiful, beautiful card. Let's dive a little bit deeper here. And quick shout out to Jenna. Jenna, thank you so much for joining in on the Patreon. We'll get a reading on air for you. Jenna, you're signed up on... Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Jenna. And super grateful to be able to have you sign up there, and excited to be able to connect with you further through the Patreon. Jenna, if you want to watch on YouTube, feel free to do that. But if you prefer to stay on Instagram, that's fine. And we'll get right into another reading. We'll go through a couple here. Michael, if you're okay, if it works for you, maybe we could even do the next reading for Jenna, and then we'll do another reading after that, which would come from like the additional contribution. But let's just focus in on this one. This is a beautiful card, guys. Like, this is such a beautiful card. So again, with this card, the message that we're receiving here from the universe is to be able to celebrate the uniqueness of our dance. And when we think of dance, dance can mean many things. Like, dance is not literally like what we think of as just like, you know, like shifting and moving our body. Dance is a form of expression. Dance is a form of being able to feel the spirit of the universe moving through us. There's a very, very powerful term. Some of you have heard me talk about it before. It actually comes from like Druid, like kind of like Druid age and mystics. And it's a term known as Awen, A-W-E-N, Awen. Awen literally refers to the flow of creativity that moves through all things. It is the breath of life itself. The Awen is what allows us to be able to express ourselves creatively within this world. One of the things that we can actually learn how to do as creators is to actually get good at tuning ourselves into our personal connection with Awen, with the Awen. And so what allows us to be able to do this is a process of being able to dissolve the inhibitions that are in our way. So this is something that can take time. You kind of go through society, and we've been programmed and conditioned and fed these paradigms, and they're just like, oh, you can do this, you can't do that, you shouldn't do this, you should do that. And eventually over time, we get scared to dance. We get scared to express ourselves. We get scared to be able to bring out that uniqueness of our spirit into this world. But why? Why do we get scared to do it? What's the one reason that we would be scared to dance? I'm literally just inviting you guys to share in the comments. Like, just not even for you personally, but just think, why would people be scared to dance? Why would they be reluctant to dance? Just go ahead, chat about this. This is a conversation. So again, with this is a card that really invites you to know that dance is what you are here to do. And you in yourself, like, there's this beautiful idea, like, you are literally the elements in human form. You are water, you are fire, you are earth, you are wind. And when you think of all of those things, they are never static. They're always moving. Even the mountains breathe. The like, literally, if you were to time lapse like a valley, you would see the earth rolling like a wave. It's slow, but it happens, right? The wind is constantly moving. The fire is constantly just like, and the water constantly flowing, right? So what happens when we really begin to embody ourselves with this understanding that, like, we are the elements, and the elements that live in us are here to be able to move through us. And so when you dance physically, literally, metaphorically, you are connecting yourself with the celebration of who you are. You're connecting yourself with your primordial essence. And that in turn is also harmonizing your connection with spirit, with your connection with God, with your connection to being a harmonious being that anchors in this energy. Because it's only through, again, and seeing your guys' comments, yeah, like, it's the Johnny saying, like, anxiety, self-conscious. The only thing that stops us from like, being able to feel comfortable in expressing our dance is the projections of other people, the worriness of what others may think, the story that has been placed within us, the value that we've created about ourselves within our own mind. But imagine being on the opposite side of that spectrum, where people are encouraged and liberated to be able to express themselves through the metaphor of dance. How beautiful this life would be. And so again, with this card, this is a card that's encouraging each of us to be able to bring more literal dance into our life. And there's many reasons in which we can do that. Dance moves stagnant energy. Physically moving our body is one of the most powerful forms of meditation that we can begin to bring in as a regular practice. If you are feeling like you're just like, oh, like the weight of the world, oh, and I feel it too sometimes. I like, that's the thing. You can't go through this reality without kind of accumulating this muck, and this muck blocks the river that your all wind flows through. So what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to clear the muck. You want to be able to clear the gunk that's like basically like filling up your stream. And one of the ways to do that is physical movement. Releasing, clearing, shaking, primal roars, whatever it is. Moving your body physically literally clears this energy. It literally releases this energy. And it's something that you can begin to develop as a practice. You might think, well, I'm not really a good dancer, but you don't just dance to be good. You dance to be. When you dance, the objective with dancing is not to, kind of quoting Alan Watts, it's not to like land on a specific point of the dance floor. It's not about the end. It's about the journey. And so the journey of dancing, the journey of expressing yourself, the journey of being able to become more confident in sharing the uniqueness of your authentic light is the journey of being. When you are dancing and when you're in that moment of ecstatic dance, you are in this place where you are feeling, where you are experiencing, where you are being, and you get to embody the joy of understanding that you are the elements living through you. Like literally like carbon, hydrogen, like all of these things, they literally exist through you. And it's such a miracle to be able to have this ability to dance our way through this reality. And so again, with this card, it's also the reminder that the dance in itself is the ability to be able to listen. It's the ability to be able to feel. So this is a card that's reminding us about how we are encouraged to be able to feel more. Because when you get into a practice of ecstatic dance, like there's choreographed dance. That's one thing. That's great. That's awesome. If you're into choreographed dance, absolutely. Ecstatic dance is more of the free flow dance, where it's more of the meditation. And it's, again, kind of finding this balance where you're basically just being able to feel the flow of your body moving through you. And you can literally just do this right now, for those of you here, like literally just like imagine just kind of like moving your hands. And imagine your hands are just expressing themselves like the element. If your hands were moving like water right now, what would they move like? Do this. I'm encouraging you guys to do this. This is like a little homework exercise. You can literally just hand dance right now. You don't even have to dance with your entire body. What does it feel like? Don't think it, just feel it. And again, when you practice dancing, it literally becomes a hologram. It becomes a hologram for your reality, whereas you get good at being able to connect into this creative flow in an instant. It also allows you to tap more into that creativity in any moment. And then again, if you're dancing like water, well, what does fire dance like? Fire. Fire. It's a little bit sharper. Like imagine looking at fire and imagine being fire, kind of like, this is really cool visual. Imagine you're filming fire in slow-mo and imagine you're toggling the speed of the footage. So imagine like the fire is kind of like, and then it goes fast and then it goes slow and then it shoots and then it goes slow and then it goes fast. But you can feel like fire, dance is different, right? Like honestly, if you guys want to use this, Brandy, thank you so much for joining in. Brandy, thank you for your contribution on the PayPal as well last night. I appreciate that. That was after the broadcast ended. But again, we're talking about a beautiful card here. Eloise, thank you so much again for joining in. We're talking about Trip the Light Fantastic, about embodying our dance. So just dance. I just want to finish dancing here. So again, dancing like water, dancing like fire. And then what does air dance like? Air, similar to water, a little bit more free flow. Well, it's a tornado, look out. And then again, if we're dancing like earth, what does earth dance like? Like just listen to your body. What does earth dance like? You are earth. What does earth dance like? Tap into that archetype, tap into that energy. So you tap into the energy of what earth dance is like. Maybe it's like a little bit more kind of like, it's a little bit more kind of like heavy. It's kind of like, kind of like moving a mountain. It's got this like strength to it, this rawness to it, right? So dance as the elements you are. And again, I'll just get close to wrapping this up here, since we do got several readings on the queue here right now. And Michael, thank you again for contributing. This is a beautiful card. And again, if you guys are resonating with this, if you guys are having fun, drop those 1111s in the chat. Just let us know. Talk to each other. Share that inspiration. Share those blessings. And with this card, again, the important message of this card is to be able to know that in the process of being able to dance, to trip the light fantastic. That's an interesting phrase. Like, you never hear that before. Trip the light fantastic, whatever the hell that means, right? But again, it's like embody the light that you are. Dancing light. What does light dance like? What does light dance like when it's like reflecting off the elements, reflecting off water and stuff, right? It's crazy to imagine. But again, with this card, it's a reminder that when you dance, your dance becomes ceremony. Your dance can literally become healing. That for me was a big shift, where I didn't just think of my dance as just being like, oh, this is me having fun. A big shift for me is I started using my dance as like a Jedi ritual, where my dance actually became like a blessing for the earth, where when I would dance, I would be like sending out waves of cosmic love. I would literally be kind of like, kind of like, and it's like making love to the earth when you dance. It becomes like ceremony, right? And you think of a lot of like traditional cultures, our ancients, our ancestors, like when they would dance, like it would be this primordial celebration of connecting to the earth and the mother elements, and just like all this amazing energy that comes up through the earth in us. So when you dance, your dance ignites the fire in others. If you're standing on a street corner dancing, it's only a matter of time until other people are like, yo, this is awesome, I want to dance with you too. Like, people want to dance. They just need permission to do it. But this is a card that reminds you that you are inherently capable of giving yourself permission. 100%. You already have permission. You don't need someone else's permission to dance. And so when you dance, you connect into that play. When you play, you connect into this ability to be able to know that like play is one of the most transformational energies. Kadara, thank you for joining in. Play in itself is this ability to be able to invite others into this space where they can begin to express themselves without having to worry about making mistakes, without having to worry about, just kind of like being judged. And so one of the most powerful things that you can do is to give yourself that lack of non-judgment that you would wish for others as well. Like it's weird, right? We kind of go through this weird justification where it's like, it's like, oh, like I would never judge someone else for dancing crazy, but I tend to judge myself. So when you give yourself this ability to be able to say, like, you know what, like I am liberating my ability to be able to move and dance and flow. And it's funny, even just Kadara, if you're tuned in right now, you embody this quite well, dude. You embody this every day through your expression of dance. And again, this card, all about dancing, trip to life, fantastic. So for this card, it really is about being able to understand the importance of play, to embody it, a more vibrant form of our expression, to be able to clear the gunk that's in our river that's preventing the flow of Awen coming through. And the Awen is, again, this creative ability, this creative life force. And again, when you do this holographically, whether it be through physically dancing, metaphorically dancing, you can dance with a paintbrush on a paper, you can dance with pen in a journal, you can dance by editing on your computer, by typing things out, by creating content. It's your creativity that expresses itself in many ways. It's a beautiful thing. Back in the day, like the mediums that we had were limited, and now the mediums we have are like unlimited. So there's no limit to where you can move that creative energy. It's just being able to create the channels to express that. And again, even within our community, that's a big thing that we focus on with our members, our Patreon members in our community, is I'll help you guys clear the blockages to be able to give you the mindset and the tools and the familiarity and the confidence to feel more capable of being able to say, whoa, I feel this creative energy coming through me. I know where to move it. I know where to be able to direct it as well. So your light ignites the light in others. And I know you've heard that before, but again, with this card, it's basically just reminding us to keep going. And if you're already expressing yourself through forms of dance and meditation, meditative dance, everything like that, keep doing it. If you're not doing it, do it more. Challenge yourself. And I know, Eloise, we were talking about this before, like, it's like literally like create a challenge for yourself and commit to this idea that, you know what, I'm going to dance every day for the next month, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Put a song on, throw it down hard. What does it do? So connecting with dance is connecting with the moment, connecting with the breath. Dance can be hard, it can be fast, it can be slow, it can be soft. Dance is a process of being able to connect with the breath of the spirit that moves through you. And the breath is what lights the fire. You cannot have the fire without the breath, right? So the breath is what stokes the fire that beats the heart of your drum. It's a very, very powerful visual. You think of that, connect with your breath. It's like stoking, and then that fire, it's like at your base, and then that fire beats the heart of your drum. So again, I could do an entire podcast on this, just kind of keep going, but I'll just finish it up here. Mantra: I celebrate each twirl, dip, and flip as I dance with the universe in ecstatic jubilation. So how does this card resonate with you? If it does, drop those 1111s in the chat. If you guys feel slightly inspired by this, if you guys feel supported and loved and welcomed, and you guys want to have a dance party, let us know. We'll do some dance parties for our members as well. I do want to be able to do those, or we just do some more ecstatic dance events. I've done those in the past, and I will be doing more of those as well. So another awesome reason to join the Patreon there. Come dance with us. So super beautiful card. Let's take a moment here to be able to share a little affirmation. What does this card mean to you? What does it teach you? What does it say to you? Inviting you guys to be able to share a little affirmation in the chat, a little I am or we are affirmation. So I am continuing to celebrate the uniqueness of my dance. I play with the elements inside of me and express them to be able to align myself with healing, to be able to connect deeper with spirit, and to be able to practice bringing more creativity into this world that will serve my own transformation and ignite the fire and the dance within others as well. So cool. Beautiful card. Take a moment here just to be able to read some of your guys' comments. Yeah, popping in to say hey, back to her. Oh, Eloise, you were in just for a second. I didn't realize, yeah, as I was like talking to you. Breath is great to fight anxiety. It is centering to connect with breath. Absolutely. You guys know this. So beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. Thank you guys again so much. Cool. Beautiful, beautiful card there. Thank you again, Michael, for your contributions and helping us share that card with the community. Um, we'll hang out here for a second. Michael, is it cool if we do the next reading for Jen? I saw you guys commenting in the chat. If that works for you, you are good with that. Okay, I do see that comment. Beautiful. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. So cool. Awesome. All right, team. Well, let's get into our next reading. You guys just go ahead, leave some gratitude in the chat. I'm just going to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. We'll get right into our next reading for Jen. And thank you guys so much again for being here. Let me just upgrade the information on screen for our Patreon supporters. Jen signing up on the Patreon at the leading member level. Super excited to be able to get you synced up. Jen, just send me a direct message on Instagram after this, and we'll make sure that we get you synced up on the Discord there as well. So again, shout out to our recent Patreon supporters, Jen, Jordan, Darius, Craig, Ella, Cassius. Super appreciate you guys being here. Last night we did a really good Conscious Media Creator Dojo, all about being able to support creators in building their own Patreon memberships, like membership community. So as conscious creators, if that's something you guys are interested in, definitely go check it out. It will definitely help open up some ideas for you. Shout out to those of you on Twitch. If you guys are tuned in right now, go ahead, leave some comments. And I'm just going to go to the bathroom real quick, and then we're going to be sitting down, and we got some more tarot readings still to come. And thank you again, everyone, for hanging out with us, and happy Friday. It's nice being able to hang out with such awesome people here, and we got a really awesome community of conscious creators. So, all right, I'll be right back. You guys leave some comments down in the chat. What are you grateful for today? Okie dokie. All right. Thank you everyone for your patience. Apologies for the wait there. For those of you who are still around, bonus points to you guys. You guys are like the real, like, extra special crew who sticks around when I have to walk away to go take care of my pregnant partner. So I was just checking in on her. She's it's a little bit it's one of those days where, you know, some days are a little bit harder than others. So so what we'll do, I'll do at least one more reading, and then I may have to just kind of wrap it up. Not because I don't want to hang out with you guys here all day, but because Lacey does need my help with some stuff. So Jen, we can do another reading for you. That's okay. It's fine to do at least one more. And Jen, let me know which deck you would like to be able to use. And yeah, again, I appreciate you guys, your support so much. Again, reminder, like, when you guys support on the Patreon, it's not just helping me, like, it's helping Lacey and stuff too, because my goal is to literally be able to build the Patreon to the point where, again, you know, Lacey doesn't have to work any more than she wants to. And like, there are some days where she's just like, you know, not in a position where she should be working. So she loves her job, but right now it's just, you know, being able to make sure that she's resting and everything is very, very important. So when you guys support on the Patreon, again, it's not just supporting me, it's supporting each of us as well. So again, just super, super grateful for your guys' support in all forms. Jen, let's take a moment here to be able to decide what deck we would like to be able to use, and you can let me know if you would like to be able to use the Lightworker Oracle deck, the Sacred Spirit deck, the Ananda Tarot deck, which is like traditional tarot, or the Hero's Journey deck. So of those, which one would you like to be able to work with today? And thank you again, Jen, so much for your support on the Patreon. Michael, thank you as well. Brandy, thank you as well. Appreciate everybody being here. And yeah, we'll keep things going here. Thank you guys for the congratulations. Yeah, no, like, with the baby on the way, like, when you guys see me here doing the tarot, again, there's kind of like multiple like kind of drives for me right now, but again, a big part of that is you know, taking care of the family and getting things ready for the baby that's on its way. So that's why we're working towards 200 supporters on Patreon, and we're currently at about 122. So again, if you guys enjoy the work that I do and you guys want to be able to connect further with our community, get lots of awesome value in return, go ahead and check out the Patreon when it works for you, and one step closer to 200 on Patreon before the baby gets here. And we're currently at 118. So appreciate all you guys. All right. Jen's going to let us know which deck she would like to be able to use. For those of you on Twitch, thank you again for tuning in. Reminder, I'm live here Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. EDT. And yeah, super excited to be able to just continue to build the community. So, all right. Once Jen's confirmed, we'll get right into our next reading, and then we'll do, like I said, I think we'll just do one more reading, and then after that, I'll go spend some time taking care of Lacey, and maybe I'll be back tonight. Not 100% sure, but I'll definitely be back on Monday. And again, we do have our dream discussion, assuming Lacey's okay with it. If need be, we could always postpone the dream discussion, but I wouldn't plan on it, but we'll see. Okay, Lightworker Oracle deck. Let's do it. Beautiful. All right. For those of you who are here, we are going to do another reading with the Lightworker Oracle deck. Jen, I think you saw how we did it before. So again, we're just going to do a quick little meditation, and we'll drop into our heart space, and then we'll set the intention, show us what we need to see. I'll guide you through it and invite you to just listen to your intuition and connect with your breath. And then when you're ready, you'll type now in the chat. And then at that point, that's when we split the deck. So thank you guys. Thank you for the blessing for, yes, our little star baby. So we do, if it's a girl, we know what the name is, by the way. So you guys will like it. You guys will like the name. So okay, perfect. Stella, welcome. Grateful to be able to see you here as well. You guys have supported not just me, but like, you know, supported this community in so many ways. So I appreciate all of you, and those of you who, again, maybe kind of like newer, thank you again for just choosing to be here. So all right, let's do this little meditation. We'll keep it swift, and again, I'll I'll wrap it up after this one, and we'll go take care of Lacey after that. But I'll do my best to be able to come back. And you guys know that if you want to reach out to me for individual readings, that's always an option as well, where we can dive deep one-on-one. Those are available through just like single PayPal contributions. The best value though would be the Patreon, where you can join at the $33 level and get your monthly reading with me as well, or like monthly coaching session. So light worker for the win. Here we go. For everybody here, if you guys are ready for this, join me in this meditation. We'll drop into our heart space and focus on the intention, show us what we need to see. For everybody here, when you guys are ready, go ahead and gently close your eyes. Just allow yourself to connect with your breath. Soft, gentle inhales and soft, gentle exhales. And as you breathe here, just connecting into your heart space for Jen and for everyone, just focusing in on gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, gratitude for this space, this community, for the messages we are here to receive. With a gentle breath, bringing our awareness to the intention, show us what we need to see. We being the individual, we being the community, we being the collective, we being the team. For Jen and for everyone, focusing on this intention, speak it with your heart, speak it with your mind, speak it with your words, speak it with your soul. And imagining setting up this like beautiful beam of light, bringing forth this wisdom from our spirit team. Jen, continuing to allow yourself to just relax, listening to your intuition. Take a few more breaths here. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and type now into the chat. And at that point, we'll split the deck. For everybody else, feel free to gently open your eyes and type your wizard noises into the chat. Here we go. So Jen, I just saw you're okay now, but I think that's like I think that the delay was catching up, so I'll wait for the next now. So, okay. As time continues to unfold through this life, may we continue to find the path that aligns with our light. For this is the journey that we are on, for we are here to be able to sing our song, because I am so grateful that each and every single one of us has a contribution to share, for this is the ways in which we show the world that we truly do care. For we sing this collective song through our one verse, for we are the instruments, and remember to tune yours first. For your song is unique as it is to your dance, and so let us continue to transcend through this transcendence. And so this is the element of the life breathing itself new, and I am so grateful for the magic that comes forth through me and through you. And so as we allow ourselves to be present here within this space, we shall see what message the universe has for us to be able to continue to show up and to be able to change and win this race. Okay, Jen, I'm not sure if you're a little bit behind on the feed, but if just waiting for you to type now into the chat just to confirm. I'll just hold it here, it's totally fine. For everybody here, you guys feel free to keep putting that intention. Once Jen is kind of caught up in the feed, we'll see her type now into the chat. Just breathing to the stillness of this breath. Time trickles through each and every single one of us. For we are the universe awakening to itself. For we are the ancients reborn in this new version of a cosmic elf. For we are Gandalf and Frodo and Sam come anew. For we are the riders of Rohan, and yet we arrive never too soon. For we are right where we need to be in each and every single moment. And let us continue to transform this journey, for this is the place in which we shall own it. Jen, if you haven't yet, feel free to take that moment to be able to type now into the chat. And we shall split the deck to be able to see what message the universe has. Just holding it here, 2 more moments. Hopefully if the feed glitched out, sometimes it happens. So no worries there either way. Now, there we go. That one took a little bit of extra special attention there. So thank you, Jen. Jen, if you are catching this, and like, if just make sure, like, when you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're not behind. To do that, there's like the live button. Make sure that live button is red. Click that button again, and then it will bring you up to the present moment. So it may be possible that you might be a few moments behind by accident. So it happens sometimes. All right, Jen. Oh, beautiful, beautiful card. So the card that we have pulled for everybody who is here, very, very special card. Card number 25. Merkaba Spiritual Protection. Card number 25. Merkaba Spiritual Protection. Show it to those of you on TikTok and Instagram, and I'll open it up here into the information from the book, and we will read that in a second, and we'll dive in a little bit deeper here. So for everybody who's here, thank you again. Jen, thank you for your support on the Patreon. And yeah, let's take a look at this beautiful, beautiful image here. This card shows up every now and then, and honestly, it's one of those cards that I'm glad it does, especially for those who haven't heard this message before. It's a very, very powerful reminder. It's like, honestly, like a reminder that we should be literally hearing every single day. So again, with this card here, beautiful image, just looking at the depiction on the card there. When you guys see this card, what do you see? What do you feel? So you can see this beautiful image of this oh, Jen, you're on Instagram now? Sorry if there's a bit of a mix-up between the two. Again, we'll just continue along for the reading though. So beautiful, beautiful image here. And again, you can see this image of this this woman sitting down and surrounded by this magnificent energy, this aura of this like sphere of light, and this beautiful kind of like purpling, swirling energy. It's almost kind of hard to put into words. And yet behind them, you can see there's like this stream of water and this almost a higher dimensional version of themselves floating, floating in the sky. And you can see on the sides, there's almost like kind of like remnants of these buildings that kind of look like they're like from an ancient era, kind of like Atlantis or something. And just this beautiful flora and fauna, and just this beautiful energy of this illumination of the light kind of shining through and kind of like anchoring, you know, as above, so below. And then there's also like these little candles down below, kind of like candles of ritual as well. So beautiful image there. And again, we'll read about it, and then we'll talk more on it as well. Yeah, Jen, the YouTube is a little bit behind. So if you're just tuned into YouTube, then it's usually not a problem. If you're on Instagram, it's more present. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, that's fine. You can stay on YouTube now. So again, that's where the better audio is. So cool, awesome. Already seen that this resonates with you. So again, for those of you who are here, this card is for you. And yeah, let's dive a little bit deeper here as well. So okay, here we go. Card number 25. Merkaba Spiritual Protection. Allow yourself to just kind of like meditate and listen as I read this. So, being open to receive is a way to gain empowerment, strength, and all manner of assistance. To enhance receptivity, it can be helpful to declutter and cleanse your energy field. This allows for that which is not rightfully yours to be shed. Sometimes this will include the disowned thoughts and feelings of others. When you realize these thoughts and feelings, a spaciousness will grow within you. Then you can receive more of what is rightfully meant to be for you, your divine good, in all ways. An open, sensitive person can easily become energetically overloaded. From physical pain to emotional and psychological tension, an overload does not feel good. You may even feel like you are carrying others on your back or in your head. Again, if anything I say resonates with you guys, drop those 1111s in the chat. The added weight the added weight can drag your natural light vibration down into anguish, doubt, fear, or despair. Your inner vision too may be obscured by the overload. That can make it hard to discern what is yours and what belongs to another. Whether experiencing overload to your system is an unusual occurrence for you, or you have a tendency to absorb and process others' energies, common for healers, psychics, mediums, artists, and other sensitive people. You will benefit from a spiritual cleansing. Afterwards, you may feel less inclined to connect with particular people or work or certain ideas, even if they seemed very important before the cleanse. This means that you are freeing yourself from others' input and discerning the true priorities of your own heart. To accept a spiritual cleansing, taking time to rest and allow yourself to be able to intuitively connect to this process of spiritual cleansing. You can repeat this process daily or up to 3 times a week if need be. Your rest can be for several minutes or up to a half hour or more. If you fall asleep during your cleansing, that can allow for even deeper clearing. Pay particular attention to what you sense immediately after your cleansing. It is a time when you may become very aware of just who or what has been draining you, and be able to lovingly but firmly say, "You must leave my energy field now, and not return without my express verbal permission. Of my own free will, so be it." This oracle is also confirmation for those of you who have been questioning if a relationship, person, or situation has been draining you or transferring negative energies or thoughts into your energy field. Your insights are correct, and you can now use this energy clearing process to remove the cords of attachment and release any negative energy from this person, from that person or situation. And then there's an invocation here, and we'll read that invocation. So just give me 2 seconds and we'll dive a little bit deeper. Very, very powerful card. Very relative. Again, this card has showed up multiple times, but it's what we need to hear. And for those of us who maybe haven't been tuned in the past, this is why this card shows up now here for you. So again, as people who are on this spiritual path, one of the things that we begin to come aware of is the idea that, we exist in this ocean of energy, something I was talking about earlier. And within this ocean of energy, each of us has kind of our bubble, our field, our electromagnetic field, our Merkaba. That's what the Merkaba is. This is literally like the field around our body. So we have our physical body, and then we have the energy body. This energy body, you can almost think of it as kind of like, it's almost like a liquid. It's kind of like water. And so what can actually happen is that, other energies from other people, from other sources, they can kind of like muddy the waters. It's kind of like imagining someone takes like food coloring. When you take food coloring and you like drip it into a cup and you see it kind of like squirm its way through the water sort of thing. And then if you like stir the water, it actually kind of like fills it up with that color. This is a card that reminds us that it's our responsibility to be able to discern what energies we allow into our field and what energies we choose to align ourselves with. Because with a card like this, there's a lot of important messages. Yo, Cosmic Serpent, thanks for joining in. One of those important messages is, again, the importance of healthy boundaries. Something that I've said before that's very powerful, and I'll say it again. I know this resonated with a lot of people. The boundaries you fail to set are the energies you continue to allow. So meaning that it's really coming down to you to be able to recognize with more discernment where and when these energies are kind of like coming into your space, how it's affecting you, but then you being able to choose from a place of empowerment to be able to say, you know what, I value the sanctity of my energy field, to be able to say, no, thank you. Like, this is not something that I choose to engage with, or this is something that I choose to transmute. So again, this very much is like the concept of the auras. Even again, like the corona, the word corona literally means aura. Corona means body of light around a being. So even in the world that's going on right now, we talk about, coronaviruses and stuff like that. What's actually happening is that it's not just like the medical virus, it's like the energetic virus. And the energetic virus is, again, kind of like this fear that kind of like seeps into our auras. So what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to strengthen our auras. And a big part of this is, there's multiple aspects to it, but it begins with the vitality of our body. The strength of our energetic aura is a reflection of the strength of our physical body, the strength of our will, the strength of our spirit. So if you want to be able to get better at being able to discern and decide what energies you are choosing to align yourself with, bring it back to an act of self-love. Be like, like, I'm gonna make sure that I'm eating good food, I'm gonna sleep properly, I'm gonna exercise, I'm gonna dance. Going back to the other card, I'm gonna align myself with people who are in a common space, who carry a common intention, who also carry with them this self-respect and this integrity, where they're clearly discerning on what energies they choose to be able to align themselves with. And sometimes, again, we unconsciously get sucked into these vortexes of negative energy. And it's something where, again, you kind of have to choose willingly to cut your cord from that. If you get sucked into this idea of like drama, there's like this like archetype of like shit talking that exists way before you. And if you keep feeding into that, it's going to keep like kind of siphoning your energy. It's going to keep feeding into you. So you have to make that point to be able to say, like, you know what? I care more about my own focus right now than the drama of being able to get caught up in this shit talking energy, so to speak. So you have to really be able to bring it back to this place of responsibility and self-love. And another thing that's very, very important with this card, and this is something it's not even talked about in this card, but I'll share with you guys because this for me is a very, very powerful way of being able to interpret it. If you subscribe to this idea that, like, it's like, oh, like, that's negative energy, stay away from me, protect up my field, defenses, get back. That's one way that you can go about it. But there's another way to be able to go about it that I personally feel is much more effective, and it's a slight shift, but it radically changes everything. This was something that was passed on to me by a very wise individual, and something that I've carried with me that I found to be quite helpful. From that higher perspective, instead of just seeing things as like, negative energy, understand that energy is energy. Energy is just a base energy. And so instead of creating this shield where basically what you do is try to deflect energy, instead create a field that's like a bubble that transmutes energy that comes towards you. So when someone projects like some sort of quote unquote negative energy, it moves through your field, but when it moves through your field, it neutralizes it. And it neutralizes it into neutral energy, and then you can choose to incorporate that energy in a powerful way, in an empowering way, in a positive way. So again, someone may just come up to you on the street and just be like, yo, it's like your hat sucks. Like literally someone could just be like, you suck, have a bad day, your hat sucks, or something like that. And in that moment, you have the option to be able to say like, get back, no negative energy, stay away from me, screw your bad vibes. Or you can literally kind of see it from this higher perspective, which I honestly feel it involves like another level of spiritual self-awareness and even maturity and responsibility, where instead that energy comes towards you. And instead of just saying like, screw you, get back, instead it moves through your field, it transmutes itself into neutral energy, and then you allow that energy to kind of be integrated with you, but in a way where you're actually using it from a place of empowerment, where you're like, oh, you know what? Like, that person's probably like having a really crappy day, and there's probably something else going on in their life that they're projecting themselves outwards into the world, and it's not something that I'm going to take personally. And I actually just kind of like hold space from compassion for them, despite the fact that they send something negative to me. Just because you give me poison doesn't mean that I have to drink it. That's like an actual like kind of like Buddha teaching there. And so if that's the case, maybe you can just like kind of see that happen, and without taking too personally, you might just kind of like, whether you choose to acknowledge that person in the moment, that's up to you. But you come back the next day and you see them, and maybe they're like, they're homeless on the street. And you go up to them and just be like, hey, like, can I get you something? Can I buy you some food? And they'll be like, oh, like, thank you, I really appreciate that. And then they'll be like, oh, like, I recognized you yesterday. Oh, I'm so sorry that I said that about your hat. I was having a really bad day. I can't believe you're buying me food right now. This is so appreciative. Most people just walk right past me. And in that moment, you're just like, hey, no worries, man. Like, it's okay. Like, everybody has their moments. I don't take it too personally. I'm here to be able to see you from a higher perspective and meet you with love. In that process, again, what's actually happened there is that, rather than just deflecting this energy and basically just avoiding that and avoiding, like, when you deflect, what you're doing is you're basically saying, like, that is not me. That is the other. That is weird. That is something I am pushing away from myself. Or you can have the ability to be able to understand that, much like a dream, it's all holographic. And even when someone projects that negativity, you see it as a reflection of yourself. It's not the negativity that's the problem. It's how you respond to it. That's very important. So if you're responding to this where like your response is actually creating like more friction, where it's creating like more drama, you're like, get back, no. Like that's something to be aware of. And so as an empath, like as an intuitive, we can allow ourselves to, again, pick and choose where we put ourselves, because we don't always want to have to be doing this. But when it's relative, there will be certain circumstances where negativity will appear within our life, and we have the ability to be able to just completely push it away, which maybe some days we do. We just say like, nope, sorry, I don't got time for that. Or we choose to neutralize it and to be able to integrate it and to transform it into something that is much more positive, something that is healing. Oftentimes the negative energy, what is it? It's a messenger. Pain is a messenger. Negative energy is a messenger. Are you seeing the message? If you're just pushing the message away, there might be something that you're actually missing there. So again, with this card, very simple but very, very powerful message that reminds us that it's up to us to be able to develop a degree of self-awareness to know what our energy feels like when we are focused, when we are in alignment, when we are feeling grounded, when we are feeling rooted in our heart. And then as you get better at doing this, you'll actually become more self-aware of moments where things feel a little bit off, and when those moments become conscious to you, it's your responsibility to do something about it. Hey, thanks for the likes on TikTok. Super appreciate it, guys. Those really do make a difference. So it's your responsibility to be able to acknowledge those moments where, you come home from a long day and you're just like, man, like, I'm just irritated by everyone right now. Like, I'm irritated by the littlest things. Like, I'm irritated at the fact that there's like not enough, like there's like junk on the counter, and you just feel yourself getting just kind of like, hey, Chifu, thank you again. And where you just feel yourself just kind of getting like caught up into this just like frustration and everything. And it happens to all of us. However, your responsibility is to be able to notice when you're feeling that, and to be able to know what you can do. Know that there's always a move you can make. Maybe it means like, hey, like I need to be able to, sorry, I'm just trying to see if there's something I need to give my attention to in a bit. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. I might have to walk away in a bit. We'll see. But it's your responsibility to be able to acknowledge that if there is something going on in your energy field, there's always a move you can make. And maybe that means going for a walk in nature. Maybe that means having a nice shower. Maybe going back to the previous card, that means physically moving our body, releasing that stagnant energy. Like, that's the thing, right? You kind of move through society. It's kind of like it builds up this gunk. It gets dirty, right? Like, you can't drive a car around without it getting dirty. It literally just happens. It's the atmosphere that you move through. But you have to wash it. Are you washing your energy body? Are you washing your energy field? It's your responsibility. And what happens with a lot of people is that they don't, and then it builds and it builds and it builds and it builds, and it can literally manifest as like ailment. It can literally manifest as like a physical ailment, a physical sickness, right? Like anxiety can like literally turn into like something within our body that can actually like create like physical problems as well. So what you want to be able to do is to be able to identify, even in the slightest way where it's like, ooh, something feels a little bit off. Become aware of that. What do I need to do? Maybe I need to talk to someone. Maybe I need to get a good meal. Maybe I need to get a good sleep. Maybe I need to take a shower. Maybe I need to go for a walk in nature. Maybe I need to journal. Maybe I need to sing a song. Maybe I need to watch a movie to get my mind off things, whatever the case may be. So with this card, again, that it's important for you to be able to develop your personal rituals and routines where you can create the process to be able to say, this is something that I know I can do that helps kind of like recalibrate my energy field. And one of the powerful ways to be able to kind of move that energy is not to just kind of like push it out, but to be able to acknowledge it and you say, thank you for helping me. And that energy, again, you neutralize it. If you feel that negative energy is in your field, you become aware of it. You don't just ignore it. You become aware of it. You get curious about it. Well, why is that there? How is it making me feel? What does it represent? Is there something that it's telling me? Is there a message? If there's something that I need to be able to send a little bit more love to within myself, is there a little bit of healing that I need to be able to put some attention towards within myself? Thank you for helping me. I have become aware of that. I have made the unconscious conscious, and then you kind of release it. Thank you for helping me is one of the most powerful mantras. Like literally, for anybody here, if there's like still like stuff that you're holding on to from the past, the concept of literally just being able to meditate on it and just take that moment to be able to say, thank you for helping me, can literally radically transform your relationship to that moment from the past, and allow you to just kind of like open up into this new realm of being able to understand that, again, the energy is energy. This idea of like negative and positive is something that we put on it. Relatively speaking, it's how you relate to it. So you can go through an incredibly negative experience, but you can choose to see it from an empowering perspective. You can go through an incredibly shitty experience, but you can choose to see it from an empowering perspective. This too will make me stronger. This too has given me the gift of empathy. This too has given me a wisdom to be able to be more present in the moment and appreciate all the gifts that are already here. This too is helping me, if you allow yourself to be able to kind of like see it from that perspective. It's something that takes a degree of practice and a degree of experience and self-awareness. And it's not something that you literally just get overnight. It's something that, I think even by surrounding yourself with other people, especially like, with what we got in our community of Paradigm Shift Central, of our conscious creators, surrounding yourself with other people that are constantly going through this process where we're not just fucking getting caught up in drama and bullshit all the time. Like, some people fucking live in that. They exist in drama. Like, it fuels them, it thrives them, it gives them purpose. But you look at a lot of those people and, you hold compassion in their heart. Like, they're doing that because there's probably like, they're almost like distracting them from something that needs to be dealt with inside themselves, rather than actually just kind of like turn the lens inwards. They choose to project it outwards because it just kind of gives them a way to be able to move that energy. So for some people, when it comes to kind of like clearing the energy fields, it might take a little bit of time. But what we want to be able to do as we get into this place where we allow ourselves to like really dial into our ability to show up as creators, is we get good at being able to calibrate our energy field and to cleanse it on a regular basis. This is where the rituals and the routines become very important for you. To notice when things feel a little bit janky, energy feels a little bit janky, that's a good way of putting it, and then to be able to know what you can do about it. And don't let it build up. 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 When it builds up, sometimes it gets to the point where it's like, damn, now I definitely can't ignore it. Opposed to it being something where it's kind of like, you come home, things are feeling a little bit angsty and a little bit, and you're just like maybe mad at the world. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, this energy, it comes in through different mediums. It comes in through people, but it also comes in through our technology. It comes in through whatever we're placing our consciousness on. So if you're just getting sucked into, Twitter and looking at all the crazy shift happening in the world right now, you can see it from an empowering perspective if you choose, but at the same time, it's almost hard to kind of do that in a way where it's like, how does it not make you kind of feel a little bit uneasy sometimes? So if you're doing that, be aware of your relationship with that. And again, begin to shift that. Is this serving me? Like, is me literally getting sucked into this like vortex of drama on my phone? Is it serving me? So again, with any of this, it really invites us to be able to begin to develop a deeper awareness of our individual relationships with people, with technology, with community, with content, with stories, with narratives, whatever the case may be. And you allow yourself to just begin to reflect, is this serving me or is it just satisfying me? Is this nurturing my spirit or is it distracting me from my purpose? So surround yourself with people that are here to be able to help uplift you. But at the same time, don't be afraid of the challenges. Like, there will be the challenges along the way. Don't be that person where it's just like, it has to be love and light all the time. Again, I think a lot of you guys already get this. Like, it's not like that. It's the shadow work. It's the yin and the yang. It's the gray Jedi mythos. So what you want to be able to do is be able to shine the light into the unconscious. And so when those negative experiences come towards you, move it, allow it to pass through your field, transmute it into neutral energy, and transform it into an empowering experience through your choice. You literally have this choice in every single moment. And this is like radical for a lot of people. We aren't taught this. In every single moment, you have a choice to either see something from a disempowering perspective or an empowering perspective. It is literally a choice. And honestly, right now, one of the most powerful things that you can do is anything that the freaking crazy world throws at you right now, commit yourself to this ability to always be able to find the silver lining. Oh, what's that? You can't participate in society anymore? Well, that's okay. This is actually directing me more towards being able to connect with nature and alternative methods that are actually more in alignment with my spirit, right? So sometimes you have to really be able to let go of the things that maybe at one point were serving you, but are also holding you back from being able to open yourself up into new realms of possibility. Don't be afraid to let go and trust in the process of being able to know that the energy that is meant for you will continue to be within your field. And it is your responsibility to be able to set those boundaries and to basically be able to, again, say like, you know what, like me saying no to this energy is me saying yes to myself. Me saying no to this unbalanced, toxic, codependent relationship that's no longer serving me is me saying yes to myself. And you can do that in a polite way. You can be like, hey, I love you, but I also love myself, and to know that this relationship is not what I need right now. Maybe I'll talk to you in a couple months. In the meantime, I'm going to focus on where I need to focus. And that's okay. People are going to go through their transformations. And if they don't respect that, then, probably wasn't the right relationship in the first place to begin with. So in the same way you would respect somebody else's boundaries, you need to respect your boundaries for yourself as well. And that, again, it requires a degree of self-assessment and acknowledgement and ultimately responsibility at the end of the day. So just getting close to wrapping this up, went a little bit further. There's an invocation. I'll read this. And again, if this resonates with you guys, if this was something where you're just like, oh, thanks, Brendan, I needed to hear that. If this is like, because again, I'm here to pump you guys up. I'm here to pump you guys up to know that, we can do this. Being able to take care of our energy field is a natural part of being human. And we have the capacity to be able to do this. And one of the most powerful things about being able to do this is the way we see things. It's the choice in how we see things. So again, instead of just deflecting negative energy, allow yourself to know that you can transmute it and allow yourself to be able to take it into a positive experience. Chifu, thank you again for the gifts. I'm not exactly sure how I transform those, but I appreciate it. Again, what we'll do here, team, just getting close to wrapping this up. I think this is our last reading for today, just because I got to go take care of Lacey. But if there is anybody that would like to sign up for our Patreon, that's the monthly membership. Again, when you guys sign up on there, Chifu, this might actually be something that you're interested in. That's our monthly membership there. That's where you can join in with our private membership events. And that's where you're not just supporting me, you're supporting Lacey. Again, you're supporting our baby that's on the way. And that's also going to give you guys access to our private events coming up, including our dream discussion circle tomorrow. So if you guys want to join our dream discussion circle tomorrow, the Patreon link's in my profile. When you sign up there, the contributions only process on the 1st of each month. So even if you sign up today or tomorrow, it won't cost you anything until October 1st when it processes. And the $11 level is the entry level, and the $33 level is the best value level. I'll talk more about that later. Chifu, I just kind of wanted to mention that for you, Chifu, because I appreciate the sending of the things there, and I'll have to check how to be able to transform those into balance. And just finishing up on this card, I'll read the invocation here. But again, this card is a card that really reminds us of what it is that we need to do, what it is that we can do. And this is very important. Be the peace that you want to see in the world. Anchor in the harmony that will ripple out. When everyone cleans their own doorstep, the whole world will be clean. Don't expect the rest of the world to solve your problems for you. You are responsible for your own energy field. And when you create that relationship where that is incredibly important to you, you develop this higher degree of self-respect. It allows you to become much more self-aware when bullshit enters into your field and you're just like, no thanks. I'm much more clear on what my spirit needs for me, and allow yourself to deepen that connection where as you're clearing your field, it allows your signal to become more clear. And as your signal becomes more clear, it allows you to be able to channel more into that creative energy, the all-win we were talking about, which you can thus turn to express into the world. When your focus is not caught up in drama, it allows you to really be able to focus in on serving your own needs and thus serving the needs of others. That is what you're here to do. Your focus is one of the most important things to cultivate right now. Focus in on your own healing. Focus in on the importance of being able to be aware of the energy within your field, and keep moving towards the things that you feel are important within your heart, such as your personal growth, transformation, creating that positive and supportive atmosphere. And again, connecting with community. Connect with community of other people that are also in this similar vibration, and add your vibration to that collective vibration. And together that's going to radically uplift each other. When your field is in a field of again, relatively clear, harmonious, it has the ability to transform the field of others. When you are in this space where you are sending out a much clearer vibration, it will co-regulate others to your vibration. Your positivity will help transmute the negativity of others, the fear that they may be holding on to. They will allow themselves to naturally want to be around your energy. You'll still be able to set those boundaries, but you can support them and say hey, here, have some of my good vibes to inspire you to be able to transform your personal field, to know that you are the generator of your good vibes. So Quick little invocation as I read this, and then we'll get close to wrapping it up. Imagine yourself saying this to yourself. This is an invocation. I call upon unconditionally loving divine protection. The sacred chamber of light, the Merkaba of divine light, is around me now. I choose of my own free will, under divine authority and grace, to release any and all connections, content, and contaminants that do not serve me through unconditional love. I choose of my own free will to take my life journey in the most joyful and loving way possible. I open to the divine grace for cleansing and protection of my integrity at all times. I am free to simply be in the truth of me. May all beings be blessed and protected. May all beings be happy and free through my own free will. So be it. Beautiful, beautiful card. Jen, thank you so much for helping facilitate this. If you guys resonate with this, drop those 11 lemons in the chat. Last thing, write out a little affirmation based on the teaching of this card. We always do this with each reading. Take a moment here to like really just kind of like reflect on an affirmation of what this card means to you. So for myself, I'm continuing to honor the integrity of my field and to continue to set healthy boundaries as an act of self-love while focusing on co-creating a nurturing, harmonious environment to foster my creativity so that I can bring more of it into the world to serve others. So if you guys want to share an affirmation in the chat, feel free to do that as well. This has been an awesome broadcast, guys. I would love to stay on longer. Again, I do have to jump off. I'm going to go take care of Lacey and just spend some time with her. And again, for those of you who are tuned in right now, Chifu, I'm not sure if you're tuned in right now. Again, if you guys are interested in the Patreon, I would encourage you guys to check it out there. That's our monthly membership. Join there for our exclusive events. We're working towards our next milestone of 122 on Patreon. We're currently at 118. And so if there is anybody that wants to be able to sign up for Patreon, again, you can sign up at the $11 level. That gives you access to our community events, discount for our item shops. Again, you can also get the beautiful Light Guardian Crystal either from the item shop with a discount code, or if you sign up at the $33 level on Patreon, that is the best value level. And then you can get a Light Guardian Crystal as a special gift. Just pay shipping on that. This is one of the Lumerian Light Guardian Crystals. The regular ones are just a little bit different. They're a slightly different cut of crystal. And again, at the $33 level, that's where you guys also get the monthly one-on-one sessions with me as well. So if that's something you resonate with, know that supporting me on there isn't just supporting me, it's supporting Lacey, it's supporting our baby that's on the way, our little star. And yeah, so grateful for all the Patreon supporters. Thank you again to Jen, who signed up today, for Jordan, for Darius, to Craig, to Ella, to Cassius. And this has been a super beautiful reading. I'm so grateful just to be able to share this space with you. Again, I show up here to be able to help not only share readings, but again, to be able to help cultivate this inspirational space for us as a community. So for everyone who's been able to tune in, even just for a little bit today, allow this to just kind of nurture your spirit and then bring it with you throughout the rest of your day. Like, may you move through your day with like a more open heart and expanded mind, and just be open to kind of like the synchronicity, and maybe something that we said is just going to kind of like allow something to kind of get sparked within you. They'll be like, you know what, I'm going to start dancing more today. You know what, I'm going to start being more mindful of the energy that I allow into my personal space, and I'm going to keep focusing on cultivating the strength of my own field. So thank you again. We'll wrap it up here. Again, I would love to be able to stay on longer, but I'm definitely just going to jump off and spend time with Lacey. We do have a Discord server. For those of you who want to connect to the Discord server, I would encourage you to do that. That's where you can connect with the other events by our community members. And yeah, the Patreon link is in my profile on TikTok and on Instagram, so you guys can check it out there. Send me a direct message if you have any questions, especially if you're interested in signing up for the Patreon. And we'll wrap it up there. And again, feel free to check out the item shop if you guys want to order any items from there as well, including the shift buttons. I would encourage you guys to check out the shift buttons, especially if you're the Patreon supporters. Again, super awesome tools to be able to use to help shift consciousness and plant seeds. Oh, and I do have a giveaway on my TikTok. For those of you on TikTok, do me a favor. After this video, go to one of the most recent posts on my page, which is the giveaway, and leave a comment on that tagging some friends, and you'll enter yourself into the giveaway for the package of shift buttons that we're doing on a weekly basis. So team, this has been awesome as always. I'm going to jump off. I thank you guys so much. Feel free to send me a direct message anytime. Check out the Patreon and join if that's something that you resonate with. Feel free to tell your friends, connect to the Discord, and I just love you guys and appreciate everything that you bring to this space in the community, and thank you for rippling it out. The light guardian within me sees and honors the light guardian within you. Thank you for being all that you are and for doing all that you do. So with that said, feel free to leave any gratitude in the chat, and we will wrap up this broadcast, and I will see you guys again, if not at the Dream class tomorrow, 11 a.m. EDT for Patreon supporters. get on that Patreon if you guys want to join in for that, or at the very least on Monday at 11 a.m. EDT for more Inspirational Tarot. So have a beautiful rest of your day. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Thank you guys again. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Michael. And we'll be in touch, and we'll definitely keep doing some more readings. And thank you, Stella, and Chifu, and everybody else as well. And Camilla, thank you as well. So cool. All right, team. I'm going to go take care of the beautiful pregnant woman in the other room. I'll talk to you guys soon.